This is like holding a handful of set mouse traps. Dangerous. Good morning. Welcome back. We are still working on the combine. We're going to try and wrap stuff up here today as best as possible. We're going to get shields out, wash them, try and get them back on the combine here this afternoon. I got a couple other things I want to do. I need to tighten this chain in here. This one. And also this one on the clean grain elevator. Those are sort of loose, so we're going to make some adjustments on those. And then we'll figure out what else needs to be done here. Alright, so on this, you want this to not be able to really pull away from that sprocket. It should be able to slide side to side, but not pull down or away from it, which is where I've got it now. So that's good. Now we just gotta tighten these bolts back up here. It locks it into place. Same concept on this one. Alright. Y'all, I'm telling you, doesn't matter how much you clean on this thing, you'll never get it. Look what I found this morning. To be fair, Brock found that. I found this pile. Oh, it just never ends. It's all right. We picked a lot out, and it is what it is. I'm not using water anymore because I already got the outside shined up, so that ain't gonna happen. But yeah. I think it's time to pull some shields up from the front or from the back and start cleaning them up. I suppose before we get shields, we should put all our new chains on. There's 3 of them. This one here is the one for the tailings drive. Goes on right here. So there's the pattern. Yeah, like that. Goes kind of like that. So now we gotta tighten that tensioner down a little bit, and that one's a real pain to get to. So we'll let Brock do it. Okay, here's the next one. New connector link, master link, whatever you want to call it. It comes with it. This one is our feeder house drive chain, so it's going to go up there. I gotta carry it in the bag, keep our hands as unmessy as possible for as long as possible. Kind of like that. Get it? Okay. This one's tensioned with a couple of different sprockets that slide here. Yeah, we'll get it. All right, there's that one. Maybe just a touch tight, but it'll stretch pretty quickly, so we're gonna let that one go. One more big chain to do. It's in that box, and it's for the unloading auger. It goes up there, and it's a big one. I think this is an 80H chain. Okay, almost got it on. We just got to get it slid over this tensioner sprocket here. These chains come all pre-lubricated. Got grease, slimy, nasty stuff on them. Gets everywhere. That's kind of why I leave them to the end. I don't want dirt sticking to them. I don't want them getting wet. So, yeah. Okay, get that one tightened up, and we're good to go there. Oh, look at this. This is a pile of shields. So, yeah. Brock gets to power wash, and I'm gonna move shields in and out so he can keep power washing. So basically this is gonna work. I'm just gonna lay parts out here for him, and he'll wash them, I'll flip them, and then he'll wash them again, and then I'll drag them in on the other side of the combine until we get them all worked through. Well, we're making progress. Everything over here and back there is clean. Getting down to, you know, half of them or so. Right now Brock is thinking to himself, where do they keep coming from? Because there's been a pile. Last one, Brock. Last one. Yeah. Let him get the concrete cleaned up again. There are a couple pieces that we need to do a little work to. Mostly this one. There's some of them rows of fingers broken out of this pre-cleaner. And you can see we've had to fix some of these before. We've actually got an old one of these from an old combine that's out in the barn. That we'll go cut a couple of pieces out and weld them into this one. And it'll be good. But we got to go do that too. So it's almost, it's 11:30, but we're probably just going to let this stuff dry until after lunch. And we'll worry about putting some stuff back together. But before we put anything back on the combine, or before we put much back on the combine, I guess, we do need to grease it. So I'm going to go through the book and make sure we hit every single grease point on the entire machine. There are a lot of them that are 400 hours, which we would consider an annual greasing, so once a year, meaning when it's in the shop now, we do those greasings. There are a few other that are 50 hours that get hit a couple times throughout the fall, but yeah, we got to hit them all right now. Okay, we are back from lunch, and it's time to grease the combine. So we come look here, and basically it starts with the 10-hour maintenance intervals, and we're just going to keep flipping through the pages, making sure that we've caught everything that we need to do. Most of the 10-hour ones are kind of daily things. Yeah, some of it applies to our machine, some of it doesn't. Then we get into 50 hours, so we'll start here. This is not for our combine. 650 and 660. Here we go. 680 machine. So number one, separator, variable drive, variable speed, driven sheaves for the rotor. Yeah, that one is way up in the middle. Okay, so this belt here is the one that drives the rotor, and on that black variable speed sheave pulley up there, oh look at that, it's right there. There's a greaser right there. That's it. That's the one you need to get.
I see it.
It says right there, 20 to 25 shots of grease. We'll do 25. And then number two is going to be the ones on the drive end of it, not the driven end. So now on this pulley, that one, yeah, you're going to grease that one too, but it doesn't get quite as much. And then the other one's on the top. Okay, so next up is this variable speed sheave. This one controls the cleaning fan speed. So there are two fittings in there, Brock. And this one you're just going to grease until you can see it. There's one on the front I can see, and one on the top. Number two, cleaning fan variable lower sheaves, grease fitting. Okay, so that one's basically the other side of that belt. Right there. There's one right here and one on the top somewhere, I think. Yeah, up there. Grease gun's empty. Probably gonna go through a few tubes here. Okay, he's finishing those up. So we got number three. Number four is for two-wheel drive machines. Ours is a four-wheel drive. Number five is for smaller machines. Number six is for smaller machines. So we go to number seven, final drive outer bearings. These ones here, all kinds of fun to get to. They're there, which is inside the front tires. It's right there, inside, yeah, inside there. Okay, the next page here is all stuff that we've pretty well already done. Hydraulic oil check, fuel pre-cleaner, radiator cleaning, done that. Mass flow sensor, I've checked that. 2-speed separator drive, check the oil. Pretty sure we've done that, but we'll do that when we're up top. We'll double check because that's a easy dipstick to get to. Fresh cab, fresh air filter, done that. Feeder house reverser gear case, I checked the oil in that earlier here this fall. Okay, then the next page is fuel filters, cleaning out stuff on the feeder house, which we have done. Engine debris management air filters, we've cleaned. First 100 hours, okay, so here we're to 100. Check tire pressures. Yeah, we should probably check tire pressures. Really, we should do this when we get the combine out for wheat harvest, because it's going to sit all winter. But we'll do it now just because, then we'll try and do it again then. Well, according to the sticker right there, we need 30 psi. This one had 28.5. The inside was 26.5. So we'll top them off here. The other side here was at 28 and 27.5. And then the backs are supposed to have 44 according to the sticker, and this one had 37. The other side only had 30, so those ones are a little lower. Whatever. Okay, after tires, recirculating air, we already did that. 680, 690 machines, primary counter shaft, multi-speed feeder house, which we have, rotate to access. 5 grease fittings on that shaft, which is up underneath in there. That drive shaft is right here. There's one of our fittings. There's 5 of them on there somewhere. We just got to find them. Goes up to there. All right. Took a little crawling around, but I did in fact find all 5 of them. There's one up back there on that U-joint. There is one on that U-joint as well as on the bearing right there. And then there's another one, the first one that we found, on that shaft right there, and another one on that U-joint. So that shaft is greased. What's next? Also, I love how in the book it just says rotate the shaft to find the grease fittings. Do you know what that shaft is attached to? Yeah, the whole freaking combine and engine and the whole thing. Like, you can't just turn it. It doesn't just turn. Okay, the next page, small combines. Stage 2 combines, we don't have that. Final stage 4, but small. Stage 4, big combines. Change engine oil, filter. Yep, that's all done. Fuel tank breather, did that. Yep, done. 400 hours, small combines. Stage 2 combines. Fuel, water, fuel, secondary fuel, did those. Small combines. Unloading auger upper gear case, grease fitting, number 1, right there. It's by that tensioner arm for that chain that we put on this morning. That'd be right there. Okay, the next one is right there. There's a bearing on that pulley. That drives that hydraulic pump, which is for running the reel on the bean head. Okay, so that one was number 2 here. Number 3 is for that primary counter shaft that we already greased. But this is for ones that don't have the multi-speed feeder house like we do. Anyway, well, that one says 10 shots of grease in each fitting. Okay, good to know. Number 4, S680 vertical unloading auger upper gear case, grease fitting, number 4. Right there. I know where that one's at. It's right, focus. It's right there. Come on. Right there. Behind the sprocket. Okay, so we got that one. Number 5, chopper unloading drive shaft bearing. Rotate sheave to access fitting on bottom of sheave groove and grease fitting. Number 5. Where? Oh, that one's... Oh, yeah. I remember that one. There's an actual grease fitting inside the pulley underneath the belt grooves. Yeah. Important. Oh, that's for the next one. Okay. So, I know where that's at. It's right there. There's a grease fitting underneath that belt groove. And it's exposed right now, so we can get to it. You crawl up there. You hope it does. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so number 6 is the variable speed drive shift. This is the other plug or grease fitting that's on that variable speed drive, kind of where we started. This one is a 400-hour fitting instead of 50-hour. We already got that one. It's number 7, feed accelerator bearing left side. So we'll go find that one. That'd be over by the feeder house on the left side. Right there. And we turn the page. Small machines. Okay, conveyor auger drive slip clutch. Number 2. That's going to be on the right side of the machine. And do not over grease because it's a slip clutch and it'll just slip all the time if you do. Reading ahead, we're going to read the next one too. Right hand side lube bank, grease fittings to lubricate primary countershaft bearing A and separator bearing B. So there's two of them right there. These are all in the same spot. So that slip clutch is there. We'll have to figure out where exactly the grease zerk is at. And then right here are those other two fittings that it once greased. So that grease fitting that he's doing now is actually connected to a hose that goes up to a bearing right back in there, which you can't get to. The other one down there actually greases the front rotor bearing, which is up underneath in there. So, all right, the next one is this bearing, and you gotta reach through and find it through that through that pulley. Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4. Number 5, overshot beater. We do not have an overshot beater. So next page, discharge beater bearing, grease fitting both sides. Discharge beater is that one. That one is a little bit difficult to get to, so we're trying a fancy tool. Look at that. Oh, whoa. Look at that. It'll work and everything. Cool. Okay, next is the cleaning fan shaft bearings. Uh-oh. I think he's out of grease. Yep. And there's one on the other side here. Yep. Got plenty on that one. Okay, the next thing in the book is to do these tie rod ends right here. And why it jumps around so much all over this combine instead of, you know, doing an area all at the same time or doing the tie rods with the rear axle, I don't really know. It just doesn't make sense, but just so I don't miss anything, I like to follow the order that's in the book. And yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to the order in which they are written in the book. So anyway, that was number 3 here. Number 4, spreader discs. We do not have spreader discs. We do not have an overshot beater. 4, separator drive, that's an oil check. Final drive, oil check. Yeah, we need to do that. We gotta check the oil drive, the final drive. I changed that last year, so it should be okay, but we need to check it. All right, on these final drives, we got to take that plug out there and make sure there's oil behind it or within a 1/2 inch of the hole, and then put the plug back in. And I'm sure that there is, but we'll check it anyway. Look, oil. How about that? If I can get out of here, we need to go do the one on the other side. Go figure. There was oil in that one too. It's one of those things that as long as you check it, you'll never have to actually add oil because there will always be oil in it. But the first time you skip it and you don't check it, that's when the gears all go out because it doesn't have any oil in it. You didn't check it. So, all right, what's next? Feeder house slip clutch. I know where that one's at too. And I'm surprised it says to grease until it is forced out past seal. Usually slip clutches you don't put much grease in. Final drive couplers. Yep, we'll clean those up too. Next page is for non-pro drive. That's not ours. Push button shift. Pro drives. This one, so we'll start here. Hydrostatic charge filter. We already changed that. Primary countershaft gear case oil. Check it. Dipstick, that one's up on top, right? Number 2, yeah, up on top. We'll check that when we go up there again. Pro drive, lube filter, already changed that. Batteries, clean top of batteries, check level in each cell. Yep, we'll check those. Fire extinguishers, yep. Air filters, already did those. Multi-speed feeder house drive, remove access door on front side of grain tank and clear material from around gear case, and we did that. Seatbelt. Oh, we better check the seatbelts. That's the slip clutch. All right, well, we're still on 400-hour service here. Moisture sensor, we've already taken that out and cleaned it. Fuel tank breather, we replaced that already. DEF breather, we cleaned that one off. 800 hours, which I don't believe we were on the 800-hour service. We're not there yet for this one. I think this is stuff we did either a year or 2 years ago, and we're not there. Feeder house, reverser, gear case. Yeah, not doing that. That's kind of a every other year thing for us. And then 1,000 hours. This is 670, 1,000 hours, 680s. Main engine gear case. I think all of this stuff either got done last year. I think last year. I remember doing transmission oil, gear case oils. Yeah. In fact, I remember doing this one because there's a video of it with me getting oil splashed all over myself because there's no way to drain that. Oops. So that stuff is done. I'll just read through these quick, but I'm guessing that we did all these last year. I know I changed that filter. 2,000 hours. This is small combine. 2,000 hours. And since we're at 2,400, this stuff should have all gotten done last year. Hydraulic oil. Yeah, final drive oils, did all that. Okay, so I think that means we are pretty well done with the stuff that we need to do. Separator drive oil, yep. Changed all of this stuff last year. And then it jumps up to 45 hours, 4,500 hours. We ain't anywhere close to that. I sure hope I don't own this combine at 4,500 hours, just saying. Or 6,000 hours for that matter. And then the as required stuff, recirculating filter, cab air filters, windshield washer reservoir, alternator screens, those got done, moisture sensor. Yep. All right, that's it. All right, before we start throwing stuff back together here, we've got to fix this. We've got a gap there, and we've got a gap over there. I've got some of these pieces that are on another one of these that's basically a parts thing now. It's out in the barn. We're going to go get it and bring it in here and cut off what we need. Right there's what we're looking for. It's not exactly the same, but these are, so we can cut a couple off and weld them into that other one. All right, so we're gonna take a cutoff wheel and a grinder and cut a couple of these out, and we'll weld them into that other piece over there. All right, I got the ones we need cut it out of there. They fit right in, just on top, so we're just gonna tack them into place, and we should be fine. There, good as new. Almost. Some of these clearly got bent. We'll have to bend those tabs back around. And then I think we can start throwing them back in. Okay. Well, it's time to push some pieces back in here. So the first one fits right up in the front by the shoe augers there. And bolts onto them pegs there. So I guess we'll push it in there. Yep, well, this is the fun part. Should slide right forward. There you go. Excellent. Not quite. You gotta lift it up. Up on the back side there and push it forward. There you go. I'll get you some bolts. It is nice not having to be the one to do that. I don't mind having some help.
Kind of like that.
Well, dang. I was gonna video it for you, but he got it before I could get my phone out. All right, bolts. They're over here. All right. Well, the two hard ones are in. Hard-ish. They're lighter, but you got to crawl in there to do it. So that's good. The other two can slide in from back here. We don't have to get in there anymore. So we'll get those. At least the one here right now. The sieve, which is that one. This one is in really good shape. This one's kind of protected. Obviously, it's underneath that one, so it doesn't get direct blows from all the trash and stuff coming through there. So these fingers, I don't know that I've ever actually had to replace any on this one. But there's one spot right in there that they're just a touch bent up, but that is nothing to worry about. So looks good. I was looking at these ends a little bit to see if they're thin and worn, like what was causing some of those other ones to break off. I don't see any of them that are going to be a problem on this. So we're going to put it back in. There, kind of like that. So now we got to put the bolts in there to hold it down, and they are on a little bit of a spring there. And then we got to attempt to get the wire harness plugged in for the electronic adjustment. It goes in there, which getting it plugged in is the easy part. Getting the rubber seal in the spot afterwards is the hard part. Yeah. All right, so this is the top chafer, the last piece that needs to go in there, and we pulled it back out here and cleaned it up a little bit more. I'm still not very happy with it. And I was looking at it a little closer. You can see all the bent fingers that we've got here, and up there, and there, and there, and there, and there. Also, one of them right here is broken off. That one ain't gonna make it very long. Some of these other ones here are pretty worn. I think I'm gonna have to get a bunch more fingers replaced in here before I put this back in. Otherwise, I'm gonna have the same problems I did this year, which I'm probably gonna have anyway, but we might as well make it as good as possible. We already replaced a few in here, but I think I need to get some more. So we're gonna let this one go for right now. I'm gonna figure out how many I need and get them ordered so that I can get them ASAP, and we'll get it back in there. But dang, oh well. You know what we can do though before we put that in? You guys remember those covers that go on the sides right down there that you were supposed to remind me to put in? We can put them in. All right, well, it's time to start tackling all of these shields. Let's start on the front. Grab those two little green ones and the two black ones there. Those go on the feeder house. The green ones go down here. The black ones cover up those holes. Okay, those are on. Now we can get our pieces that go around the feeder house here. There. A little bit of black paint goes a long ways, doesn't it? Okay, what's next? We got a few that go on this side. There's a little cover that goes right here and one that fits over here. Okay, so those two are on. And I put this cover on. There's one that goes over this valve block. We can get that one put on there. And then we need to get this one that goes in on the top of the feeder house, which is that one and that one. Okay, this one goes underneath here on the transmission. All right, that one's on. Put a couple on right here. I think we're ready for the big plastic one there, Brock. Slide it on the pegs on the top. And then somewhere inside there, there's a thing you're supposed to use a screwdriver for, but if you reach your hand in there just right and push just right, you can turn it from the inside. He's finding the dirty mist when he was power washing. There! Check it out. There's one side of the feeder house done. I'm pretty sure we can put the plastic one on this side too. I don't think... Huh? No. I don't think there's anything else over here, and that chain's adjusted right. Yep, we should be good to go there. This is what the NASCAR foam is for. Quick shine on the stuff that it's not that big a deal. Okay, we got that shield put back on, and then this one that slides in there. So we can keep working our way back this side of the combine. And we've got to get our rotor covers in. That'd be the next piece. Those right there. Okay, so now that the rotor covers are back in there in the front and the back, we can put the shields that go in here in, which would be these two right here. Okay, we're getting closer. Our little auger. It's somewhere up there. That's for the moisture sensor. That goes in here. So you guys watched me flip through that book page by page looking for all the grease fittings and maintenance stuff, right? We did it. We started at the very beginning. Well, I found one. John Deere, I found an error in your book. So there's a sticker there that says a 10-hour grease fitting. Where is it? Where is it? It's right there. Right there. And that ain't easy to get to. I had to use my 90-degree here. And way back down in there. Now, I understand that this says 10 on it, which usually indicates the number of hours that you need to grease something. There ain't no way. There ain't no way that that grease fitting is getting greased every 10 hours. Not on this machine or any other one. And the fact that it hasn't been, and it's an annual greasing, maybe twice annually, and it hasn't gone out in 2,500 hours means it doesn't need to be greased every 10 hours. Plus, I'm pretty sure it's a slip clutch for the refresher there that you generally don't want to over grease them anyway. So, yeah, not in the book at all, John Deere, but I found it and I greased it. Don't worry. Surprisingly, not the first time I have found grease zerks on a combine that are not listed anywhere in the book. There's on our 9660, I don't know about that one. On the 9550 that we used to have for sure, there was a grease zerk on the primary countershaft gearbox on the other side of the combine there that was not listed anywhere in the book. There was no stickers on the machine telling you it was there, but it was there, and if you don't grease it, you will be replacing that gearbox. Ask me how I know. Anyway, back to our putting our shields on. We got shields that go over this chain here. Yeah, there's 3 of them, and then there's a cover plate that goes up there on the top of that we've got to get put back on. Come on, put it up there.
You know how it goes, I don't.
We got it upside down. Goes like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. They're on. That one, like I said, pain in the butt. I think we're done under there. All right. I'm gonna leave those air chutes out because we've got to get that chafer in there yet. So we're gonna avoid that one for right now. Let's go back and work on the other side. Okay, the grain tank covers are on. He's gonna put the covers on the bottom of the grain tank sump there. Have we made it to 40 minutes in this video yet? It feels really long. Maybe it's not, but I always record it and think, I'll just delete some out, and then I can never figure out what to delete out, and it ends up super long. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna put this cover on. This goes over the battery box. Okay, that's good. Now we need our big long piece that fits in there, which is that one, the cover that goes over it, and then that holds that door in place as well. There! There's a shield that goes in there. We'll go find it. Okay, there's that one, and that one. Now all of that side is done. Oh, we should probably close that up on the grain tank there so we don't forget next summer. There's a cover that goes on this belt right here. Well, the pile's getting mighty small here. Most of the stuff that's left goes in the grain tank. All of those. We can put our knife bank in. Okay. And there's that. And that big cover. So I think we're done over here now. Sweet. We gonna tackle the grain tank tonight?
If you want me here.
Which I do because those 2 pieces are heavy. So I'm gonna open that up and we'll throw those 2 in at least real quick. Okay, grain tank covers are back installed. We're putting that plate back on the bottom there. We'll wash this window while we've got it open and we'll get that all closed up. And yeah, we're about done. I also checked the oil in here. It's good. We should probably put this shield over these belts too, so you know the grain doesn't just go pouring out onto the ground. There. Now we're done up here. Windows are even clean. Looks good. Okay, cool. We'll get that closed back up. Okay, well that covers most of our parts. We got that chafer we need to fix up yet a little bit more, and then these pieces go in with that. That is the cover for the clean grain auger that goes underneath. We'll get that tomorrow. No big deal. And then these 2 covers here. Everything else is back on, and we're almost ready to get this thing out of here. So that's awesome. I'm going to close the grain tank covers up yet, and that'll be it for tonight. Thanks again for watching, and it's about time to work on something else. We're going to get to 7520 in here as soon as we get this combine out, believe it or not. We're getting an air code on that, something with a sensor. And so I'm gonna bring that in the shop, see if we can figure out what's going on with it, and we'll service it, do all the engine oil and everything that we need to do while that one's in here, get it cleaned up real good. Dad wants to use it for when he's cutting logs and trees and stuff. If he gets logs, he likes using the forks on the loader on that tractor for getting them out. So we'll get that one all ready to go so he can use it. As soon as we get this out of here, maybe tomorrow. I'm thinking tomorrow afternoon, unless I can't get parts for that chafer, in which case it'll be a little bit later. So anyway, thanks for watching again. Hit that like and subscribe button for me if you haven't already. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Say bye, Brock.